The battlefield fell silent as the massive human warship, Glory of Terra, emerged from the radiation clouds. Its hull, scarred from previous battles yet gleaming where newly repaired, reflected the distant suns in a display that was both beautiful and terrifying. Tactical officers across the alien fleet exchanged nervous glances. They had heard stories about human warships, but seeing one in person was an entirely different experience. Captain Jack Ryan stood on the bridge, hands clasped, behind his back, watching the tactical display as it mapped the positions of the Vex fleet. The aliens had pushed too far this time, raiding 3 human colony worlds in rapid succession. Their arrogance would be their undoing. "Status report," Ryan said, his voice calm despite the tension crackling through the bridge. "Lieutenant Tom," Garcia responded without looking up from his station. "All systems operational, Captain. Shields at full capacity, weapons primed and tracking targets. The Vex fleet has ceased fire and appears to be reassessing." Ryan nodded. This was typical. The Vex, like many species who had encountered humanity in battle, had underestimated them at first. Humans were newcomers to interstellar warfare, after all. Most races assumed their technology would be primitive, their tactics unsophisticated. Few made that mistake twice. "Open communications," Ryan ordered. "Let's see if they want to talk before we make our point more forcefully." On the view screen, the face of the Vex commander appeared. The alien's mottled gray skin and 4 yellow eyes betrayed no emotion, but the slight twitch of its breathing tube suggested concern. "Human vessel," the Vex commander began. "You are outnumbered 3-1. Your presence is noted, but it changes nothing. These systems now belong to the Vex Dominion," Ryan smiled thinly. "I'm Captain Jack Ryan of the United Earth warship Glory of Terra. You've attacked human colonies, killed our citizens, and destroyed our property. I'm here to inform you that you have exactly 10 minutes to power down your weapons and begin retreat procedures." The Vex commander made a sound that might have been laughter. "Or what, human? Your single ship against our fleet? The stories of human bravery border on foolishness." "Not bravery," Ryan corrected. "Just math. 10 minutes. The clock is ticking." The communication ended, and Ryan turned to his tactical officer. "Begin targeting calculations. Make sure the Vex see us doing it." Lieutenant Anna Lee nodded, her fingers dancing across the holographic interface. "Targeting systems active and broadcasting, sir. They'll know we're painting their ships." This was part of the strategy. Let the enemy see the targeting systems. Activate. Let them wonder what weapons the humans had brought to bear. The Glory of Terra was humanity's newest Retribution-class warship, and its capabilities were still largely unknown to the wider galactic community. On the alien flagship, Commander Grek reviewed the sensor data with growing concern. The human vessel was just sitting there, seemingly unconcerned about being outnumbered, and now they were openly targeting the Vex ships, as if inviting conflict. "What are we detecting from their weapon systems?" Grek demanded. His science officer hesitated. "Unknown, Commander. They're using energy signatures we haven't encountered before, but the power readings are significant." "How significant?" "If the readings are accurate, their main weapons array could potentially disable or destroy our flagship with a single concentrated barrage." Greg's breathing tubes constricted slightly. "That's impossible. A single ship doesn't have that kind of firepower." "The humans have surprised us before," his second-in-command reminded him quietly. "Remember what happened to the Krell Armada at Proxima Centauri?" On the Glory of Terra, Ryan watched the countdown. 5 minutes remained. The Vex fleet had not moved, but they hadn't opened fire either. They were weighing their options, probably running calculations, wondering if the human ship was bluffing. "Status of the Nova Lance?" Ryan asked. Engineer Bill Mason reported from his station. "Charged and ready, Captain. Targeting solution locked for their command ship. Collateral damage to surrounding Vex vessels will be substantial." The Nova Lance was humanity's newest weapon. It didn't just destroy a target. It created a miniature, contained supernova that would tear apart anything within its blast radius at the subatomic level. It was a weapon of last resort, but the Vex didn't know that. The communication channel activated again, The Vex commander appeared, posture more rigid than before. Human, our sensors detect an unusual energy buildup in your vessel. Explain. Ryan leaned forward slightly. That would be our Nova Lance preparing to fire. I suggest you use your remaining 3 minutes wisely. After the communication ended, Ryan turned to his communications officer. Broadcast the Proxima Centauri footage on all frequencies. Let them see what happened to the last fleet that didn't take us seriously. Across the Vex fleet, commanders watched in horror as their displays showed the destruction of the mighty Krell Armada. A single human ship, smaller than the one they now faced, had reduced 20 warships to cosmic dust in less than 3 minutes. Humanity had a reputation in the galaxy. They were newcomers, yes, but they had evolved on a death world, fought countless wars among themselves, and survived catastrophes that would have ended other species. When humans finally reached the stars, they brought with them a unique perspective. They expected the worst and prepared accordingly. The Vex commander made his decision with 1 minute remaining. The alien fleet began powering down weapon systems and adjusting course away from the human colonies. They're retreating, Captain, Lieutenant Garcia confirmed. All ships showing engine signatures consistent with withdrawal procedures. Ryan nodded. Keep the Nova Lance charged until they're beyond the system boundary, and transmit our terms for reparations to the colonies they attacked. As the Vex fleet moved away, discussions broke out on their command ships. How had the humans advanced so quickly? How had they built weapons of such devastating power in the relatively short time they'd been part of the galactic community? The truth was simpler than they imagined. Humans hadn't built significantly better weapons than other species. But they had built their entire defense strategy around an old Earth concept called mutually assured destruction. If attacked, humanity would respond with overwhelming force, ensuring that no aggressor would benefit from their hostility. As the Glory of Terra turned to assess the damage to the human colonies, its massive engines pulsing with controlled power, Captain Ryan allowed himself a small smile. Sometimes the best battle was the one you won without firing a shot. The battlefield remained silent, and humanity's warship continued its vigilant watch among the stars.